Okay, I think I'm going to do several videos about this subject. First of all, I wrote a letter to Governor Fallin back February of this year. Never got a response. Who's going to really respond to somebody that's in the nut house, I guess? But I really think I have some good ideas about this because I've gone through this program. I've seen what it is. I've seen how things are. I think that I should get them to listen. I really do. I think that it would help a lot. So, first part's going to be the letter. I'm going to talk about, in another video, the problems that the NGRI population faces. I'm going to talk about the solution, the idea I have. But first the letter. So, here goes. Madam Governor, hi, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rebecca Koehler, and I would like to bring to your attention an extreme minority population of the state. This population is constantly overlooked, neglected, and needs your help. The population I am referring to is the NGRI population, not guilty by reason of insanity. We constitute less than 1% of all verdicts and plea agreements in the legal system here in the state of Oklahoma. Each one of our cases is unique as the individuals that are currently serving time at Oklahoma Forensic Center in Veneta. I say serving time because that is exactly what it is. We are incarcerated for crimes that we had no control over. It has been determined by a court of law that at the time of our crimes, for some reason, we were not in control of our actions. For the majority of us, this is due to a severe mental illness. For others, drugs, alcohol, and in my case, prescription drugs, were at the core of our index offenses. The courts in the state of Oklahoma have legally determined us not guilty. This being the verdict, we should all be acquitted of all charges and only hospitalized to receive treatment for the mental illness that led to these crimes, until which time we are no longer a danger to ourselves or the public. When we are no longer a threat to ourselves or the community, we are to be released into the community and monitored through outpatient care in that mental health community. These parameters are outlined in the Title 22, Chapter 1161 in Oklahoma Criminal Law Statutes and Rules. This is not the case in the majority of the clients at OFC. This statute is constantly stretched and twisted by judges and district attorneys, even though doctors testify to the fact that some of us are mentally sound and competent and no danger to ourselves or the community. Yes, I will agree, some of the crimes committed are heinous, but what everyone must understand is that those crimes were not committed by us in our current state, but by a person who was either not medicated or was on a medication, drug, or other intoxicating agent that led to an altered state of mind. We go through more steps than those who are convicted of their crimes to attain release. We have no definite out date and no way to work towards an early release for completing programs or on the merits of good behavior. There are also no programs available to us, such as education, job training, or any other kind of positive help for when we are released. There are a small minority of the NGRI population that would be wonderful contributing members of society if they were released today. Our releases would provide our society with good tax-paying citizens, as well as save the state in monthly cost spent on our care and housing, and open up spots for those who really need the help, those stuck in county jail because there is no room within our small NGRI population. Those of us in a minority of these NGRI cases are first-time offenders. Yes, our crimes are considered violent, but I will repeat again, we have been determined to not have been in control of our actions at the time the crimes were committed. Could you please then tell me why we are still considered violent offenders? I have read in the newspaper that in your State of the State address you suggested a court for mental health to give those with mental health issues who are first-time offenders of non-violent offenses a chance. I implore you to include those with even violent offenses who have been determined to be NGRI and are first-time offenders. I believe that one statewide court for mental health is needed, especially including the NGRI population, court committals, and criminal cases that are in need of competency evaluations. Having one court with a judge who would need to have a background in mental health cases and understand the workings of mental health would be beneficial to those with cases like ours. It would also be beneficial for us to only be appointed a court-appointed attorney from the indigent defense system who has a background in mental health as well. Educating the district attorney's offices throughout the state about mental health should also be implemented. Allowing various district attorney's offices and judges to override state law in our cases completely defeats the purpose of the parameters set forth in the state statute and nullifies the decisions of a board specifically created to provide positive steps for our release. I am talking about the Forensic Review Board that meets every 3 months. Only a specific number of cases are dealt with in each 3-month period. We are usually forced to wait an entire year before we can make progress on this step or that. I believe that all cases should be reviewed for the possibility of release every 3 months. If that patient has excelled and has only had minor infractions, if any, those proving to be nonviolent during their incarceration should be allowed the opportunity to prove themselves within society and guided into a position where they can attain success in life. Families of the NGRI population should be allowed to care for and help those of us who are and have been ready for release. There needs to be more instances of release to families. I believe that these suggestions would greatly aid the mental health system, reduce the strain on the state's budget, and provide much-needed relief for those of us who need it. I would greatly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you in person about my case and the issues surrounding the NGRI program. I believe that my position of having been an NGRI for the past 3 years gives me a unique perspective into the pitfalls and positives of this program and allows me to give feedback that can help to improve my life and the lives of others who are also in my position. I would love the chance to advocate for those caught in this system now and in the future, even when I am finally released. I have met some wonderful people who are labeled NGRI, insane, violent, dangerous, among other things. Those labels are honestly misplaced with many who reside at the Oklahoma Forensic Center, and I believe that you, Your Honor, should meet some of us and see for yourself. Never in my life before all of this had I ever imagined becoming friends with people with charges such as the ones that my current friends bear. This experience has opened my eyes and shown me that no story should be taken at face value, especially when mental health is involved, and the victims in crimes are not only those whom the crimes are committed against, but sometimes the perpetrator of the crime is the victim himself due to circumstances and mental illness that he cannot control. My experience has made me a wiser and stronger person, and I believe that I could be of assistance in implementing a wiser and stronger mental health system as well. Please take what I have said into consideration and be open to making a positive change in the system that we are all trying so hard to make it through. I ask this not only for myself, but for others who are in this program and deserve a second chance, a chance to show that we are not dangerous and that your faith and trust can be placed in us. We are human. We have mental health issues. We have changed with medication and therapy. Please allow us to prove that. Thank you. So, somebody, I guess, share this. Try to get this to Governor Fallin. I will be talking about other things in the other videos. I'm not sure how many I'll do, but I will keep doing these videos until something happens, until there's some attention. So, Governor Fallin, Terry White, I'm just asking you to listen and think about what I've said. Thank you.